Daniel chapter 9. So we looked at Daniel's prayer, and which is a great model for us in prayer. We looked at that model prayer all the way down to verse 19, right? And then we looked at that beginning section, verses 20 down to 23, as it's introducing his 70-week prophecy, introducing that 70-week prophecy. Then last week, just as we were closing, we want to get into the 70 weeks. So this is, as I've said to you before, probably one of the core prophecies in all of the Bible. So much is how you interpret this prophecy is how you understand so much of the Bible. If you take it as all in the past to us today, the 70th week is all done, then that leads you to some conclusions. There's no future tribulation. There's no future literal millennium. And largely, you don't get it out of the text. It's your theology, and you go to the text with your theology. And if you go to the text with your theology that says there is no future for ethnic Israel, in other words, as I've told you, you're an amillennialist. In other words, a belief that no millennium. If you go to the text and say that we are the covenant people of God today, and all the promises to ancient Israel for a millennium and for Jesus to rule and reign physically, the Messiah to rule, are now spiritualized into the church, and there's no literal, actual fulfillment of that. If you approach this text with that mindset, you will say that the 70th week has already happened. If you approach the Word of God, now I'm going to share my bias with you, but if you approach the Word of God with a